Hi everybody, Donna Salazar for Gel Press. Today I'm going to show you how I cut this into journal pages to make a 6x8 journal. I also use the handles to make the binding, to do an accordion binding on this journal as well. I'll also show you a couple of tips for decorating the inside pages, and let me show you what I did. So to create the pages, I needed to remove the handles first. And I try not to rip the bags because those will be the pages. But set the handles aside, we're going to use those. Then I lined up the top of the bag at 8 inches and then cut through the whole bag at 8 inches, so the pages will be 8 inches tall. And then I carefully separated out the seam. And I'm going to use the folds that are already existing because that will make it for an easier project. And then this is the second one. And the back has a fold in the middle of it too, but it still is going to work out really well having that existing fold there. Then this one doesn't have a fold in the middle, so you just fold it in half. And then line that up on 6 inches. So all of these are being cut with the fold on the left-hand side and at 6 inches wide. So then you're going to have a piece of paper that is 8 inches tall and 12 inches wide, and you should be able to get 3 double pages from each bag. Now we're going to unfold the handles, and you're going to cut each one to 12 inches because it seemed like some of them might have been a little bit longer or not. I'm doing a 1-inch accordion fold, so after you do your first score, you're going to score every 2 inches. Then flip it over and score every 2 inches, and then you'll have a fold that will go back and forth like you see there, and you'll adhere them together at those folds and make sure the folds are going in the right direction. Then you're going to put adhesive on 2 of those 1-inch squares, so the last 2 inches on the end, and you're going to want to make sure that the fold is going in the right direction so that it will fold over to the inside of that page. You're going to add adhesive on that little 1-inch, fold the whole strip over, add more adhesive on that little 1-inch, and then line up that fold so it's right on the very edge of the back of the page. Then that's going to give you a nice smooth end spine on your book. Then just add adhesive over the rest of the page and then place your next page down. And make sure you've got your pages going in the right direction. And you're going to just repeat those steps over and over until you've got all of the pages on there. Again, make sure your pages are in the right direction, that your the bottom of the pages are lined up, and you don't want your adhesive to go all the way to the very end on the left side of that fold. You want it to be in like maybe 1/8 of an inch or so. I got a little too close to the end where the spine is going to be on some of the pages, and it made the spine kind of stick together a little bit too much on some of the pages. So if you're going to repeat this, then don't make my mistake. So as you're going, you can see this is what it ends up looking like. So the part where we're adding the adhesive is in between the pages, and it makes it seem like it's just one page. Once you get to the cover, then you're going to add adhesive over the whole thing, fold the end over and add adhesive to that. I've repurposed some denim into some ribbons, just tore them into strips and added adhesive on the front and back of it, and that's going to be how I'm going to tie the book closed. It's not a very long piece, it's maybe about 12 inches long, and then I'm doing the same on the back, adding the adhesive, taking the backing off the front and back of the denim ribbon, and then adding the back. And this is a one of the prints that I liked the most, and I just cut it in half to make the covers. I put a quote on every one of the pages. Some of them are funny, some of them are sweet. They're all about family, and I cut each of the quotes into little strips, thin little strips, because I cut the sentences out and made little quote strips from them. You'll see them on the following pages. Before I added the quote, I used the damask stencil with mixed media inks and embossing powder to create the damask on the left side. Then I decoupaged the quote on with Girlie Grunge art medium and dried that, and then used a permanent marker to doodle around the outside of each of those strips and around some of the elements of the design and the page. I wanted to mention the names of the stencils that I did not know the names of in the last video. It was the Ring Doily as well as the Rosetta. And I used the Ring Doily on this one with mixed media inks to just stencil a little bit of a faint design on the background. Then decoupaged the quote and added some more doodles on the edges. And I'm not going to show every single page, just some of my favorite little pieces here and there. And I love this quote. It says, "Our family is just one tent away from a full-blown circus." And then I added the doodles and the doodles around the quote strips. And then I loved the colors of this page. And I used the damask again with mixed media inks and embossing powders to get that faint design on the left-hand side. And then did more doodles around the quote strip and the designs in the page. I just did that basically to tie all of the different pages together. Even though they're all different colors and different designs, they all have the quote and some doodling on it somewhere. On this page it was the same. I just added a little bit of faint stamping in the background. And this is the final page. It's the only one that has a photo on it. I did the quote and then added a little photo of my mom and myself. Doodled around the quote, around the photo, around some of the design elements, and then added a little bit of words down in the corner. Now for the cover, I had adhered the little circle that I did in the last video, and I added some more of the Girlie Grunge art medium over it to make it kind of glossy, and I'm using lace ribbon with the Girlie Grunge medium, and then that will stiffen the ribbon. Then I added some denim belt loops and flowers that I die cut with the Spellbinders Rose Creations using other prints that I had done. And then I used the Dodz XL on the end because they're super duper strong. And then here's a picture of the cover, and I'm going to show all of the pages here. Before I say goodbye, I wanted to wish a happy 70th birthday to my mom, Nancy. Don't tell her, but this is her present. See you next time. Bye.